Good afternoon, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. Today we're at property address 745 Northwest Cascade Court here in Gresham. We are located at the front of the house. We're just to the left of the doorway. We have a 4-inch cast iron clean out. We're going to insert the camera and check the overall condition and serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. So, right off the bat here, this clean out, I have a feeling it is broken. I tried to put my wrench on it to turn it, and the whole entire thing jiggles. So what I'm going to do here, and it looks like I can see a crack in this thing. Now it's hard to see, it's filled in with dirt, but there's a fracture right here in the cast iron. I'm going to dig this out a little bit, and we'll still try to use this as an access point, but the flange here looks like it's going to need some repair. So I'm going to dig a little bit of dirt out here so you can get a better view as to what's going on. Dug some of the dirt out around this thing here, and like I was thinking, there is a big giant crack in this flange. I'll see if I can get the camera to get a view of it here. You can see that crack when I shift this thing around. So the clean out has just been busted here. It is not the worst repair to have to do. As long as that crack doesn't go below the flange, that's a pretty simple fix. But I do recommend it be done, because if that thing gets busted loose at some point, you have dirt, rocks, and stuff falling inside your pipe. Alright, we were able to dig the clean out here, and yeah, it's completely fractured. This is not the world's worst repair to have to do. You can basically dig down a little bit, chop the top of the flange off. I mean, you could almost just put an expanding cap inside that hole there, too. Pretty simple fix as far as sewer repairs go. Alright, we're going to zero out here at the bottom of the clean out. Off we go. The line transitions here over to what appears to be 4-inch transite concrete. Concrete's starting to wear out here at the pipe joints, it looks like. You can see that cracking that's occurred. That's the first spot that goes with transite. That joint right there has dirt coming through it. And then we're transitioning here over to 4-inch 3034 PVC pipe. And that tie-in we're going underneath right there is a secondary cleanout in the sidewalk. It's under a big steel plate. It appears we're switching over to ABS plastic here, or Schedule 40 ABS more than likely. Alright, here at 60 feet we have reached the main lateral connection. We're going to go do some locates to verify where the line terminates while the pipe drains out. We'll have a better view as we come back. Alright, located the camera head successfully. The line terminates at the main out here on Northwest Cascade Court. We're going to start reeling back here. By and large, the line's pretty much done draining out. There's just a small trickle going through. We're going to pull back here and take a look at the transite. There's definitely a couple spots there I'm going to recommend repairs. You've got at least one definitely compromised joint that has dirt coming through it. You've also got cracking that's occurring at others. So, and at the age this stuff is, there's a reason why most of this line's been updated at this point. To spot repair that section at this point, in my opinion, is a waste of money and time to just fix the two joints for sure I know have problems. it's far more cost effective, makes more sense just to update that whole section at one time. Especially when you've got trees and bushes and stuff around the proximity of the yard here. Those bad joints are far more prone to let root intrusions in. ABS is looking good there, it drains nicely. So does the 3034 PVC pipe. That's all draining nicely. I had to pull back just a little bit. My locate was coming in a little bit bouncy. Where I'm picking this up though is essentially directly on top of the secondary cleanout. So this is underneath the sidewalk here. I'm getting around 4.5 feet deep. I'm going to pull back and take another locate there. And I would contact the city. I for some reason believe the city of Gresham does take responsibility for the line at the right-of-way. I would contact them to verify that. Now, I'm not sure if any of this transite is actually in city responsibility or not. Right here I'm getting a depth of around 6'8", but at the cleanout access, it may have been because I was locating down through or over the top of a cleanout. I was getting more like 4.5 feet. So we'll take another locate here as we go along.
Here's a question for you.
All right, and here again I'm getting around 4.5 feet deep. I do recommend relocating to double check. But I'm getting more consistently in the 4.5 foot deep range there than I am in the 6'8". Anyway, this joint here, the concrete around it's cracking, and you've got dirt for sure coming through that joint there. And you may also have a root that's penetrated there on the right side of the screen. That would appear to be a root. Most of the issues with the transite concrete at this point are in this first, 8-10 feet of it. But again, I don't recommend spot repairing it at this point in its existence. I recommend a full update. That joint there looks like that one is likely opened up to the ground there. You've got cracking before and after the Fernco there, so that's probably opened up to the ground. The amazing thing is there's not a root through that one. There's a bush planted almost directly on top of this spot here. Alright, so I recommend a full update here from the cast iron transition. I put a T-marking down. I'm locating up underneath a tree right now. So my marker may be off by a little bit. It's kind of a hard spot to get underneath and locate. Again, most of your issues here, you've got a bad joint here at 8 feet and about 10 feet. So that's where the majority of the issues with the line is, the transite concrete. It's an age factor. In my opinion, to spend the money and time to dig down and leave original pipe in the ground at this point is a wasted opportunity, and it's just you're going to end up updating the rest of that in the not too distant future, and it's just going to cost that much more to do. So I recommend all the transite concrete here on property or within homeowner responsibility be updated. I also recommend relocating. I'm getting a depth right around 3 feet deep here at the start, and around 4.5, 5 feet deep towards the end, but I'm getting a couple random depths in there of around 6.5 to 7 feet deep. So I've got markings on the ground, but I'm not putting depths on the ground. Relocating needs to be done just to double check that stuff. Aside from that, the rest of the line appears to be in good condition, has good flow, and is functioning properly at this time. And overall, the line is still functioning. It has good slope and grade to it, but you've got a few joints there. One in particular looks like it's actually opened up to the ground. And it also appears you've got a root that's made its way through the line. After any repair work is done, I highly recommend rescoping the sewer line to check the work. I also recommend this clean out flange here be corrected and fixed. That's the easiest of all. That will not take terribly long to do.